Yo, what's up? I'm Brian here, doing another video for you guys, and this time we're taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Dark of the Moon Soundwave. And since Studio Series started, I was hoping that they do more characters from Dark of the Moon, because a lot of them got shafted to the side in the original movie release. I mean, characters like Q, Dino, and Leadfoot, and even Soundwave got shafted to the side. So I'm pretty glad to see that we're getting some recognition for that series. It's a little late, but at least, we're getting some good toys. And Soundwave, no doubt, is a really good toy. I really like this thing. There are a couple of problems I need to point out, but otherwise, I think that this is a very cool toy. Soundwave transforms into a Mercedes AMC something something, and it looks fantastic. It is in a metallic silver color. You can see on camera that some of the silver coloring is different when you take a look at some of the panels like this and this. This tends to look a little lighter than this in certain lighting, but usually you don't mind it. I don't know why all of a sudden it's so noticeable, but yeah, it's okay in person. But it does look good overall. You can see that the laser beak is in the dull gray color because it's all this rubbery plastic. The only thing painted on this figure is the eyes. And it's a little disappointing. It should have been black, but it's whatever. It does look nice in the details. The molded details look pretty good. And I like the size of it too. Anyways, going back to the Soundwave, you can see that the lights are painted in. It almost looks like it's glow in the dark, but it's not. You could also see black inside the grille here, or the bumper section, which looks nice. Painted wheels, very good. And even the back wheels are painted, which is nice. Transparent windows, completely clear, so you can see everything going on inside, which is a little distracting, but I don't blame the designers so much for that. It looks like a very decent car. Actually, it's a beautiful car in person, and I think that the toy looks very nice. So let's go ahead and jump right into the transformation. And let's not take a look at the stuff going on in the background. Okay, how we're going to start this. It's not so hard, but there are some clearance issues. One being you have to get this little ridge of plastic over the lights right there. And that can be kind of tricky, but you can't pop that out. It's better going into robot mode. Pop this, rotate this around. Sometimes the ears have a difficult time going past that, but shouldn't be too hard. Anyways, that rotates completely around. Bring up the head like so. And sometimes it's easier to get these lights and rotate them around. They're on ball joints and they're supposed to rotate completely around, but they have a lot of clearance issues. That was a better time getting that around, but as you can see, it's just really tricky to get around, and I really have a hard time doing this. I guess one of the better things to note is that hook is supposed to go through that, so I guess that's a reminder of exactly which way you might want to rotate that. But anyways, now that we got that, we got to pop out the arms, and this is another clearance problem I have. So when you pop out the arms, this piece has to go past that, but I almost feel like I'm going to break it. Anyways, that pops off. It's got a little hook tab. But yeah, you want to take the legs and you want to pop those out and get those out of the way. But you can't until you get the arms out, and you can't get the arms out until this moves out of the way. So, you're dealing with a lot that could potentially break, but I haven't broken anything, so that's good. Anyways, you want to pop these up. And they're supposed to peg in, but the wheels, it pegs, there's a little peg right here that goes into the hole in the mushroom-capped wheels. And if you don't get that right, sometimes the wheel pops out from the socket. So you gotta make sure that everything is pressed in correctly. And once you get that done, everything else is not so bad. Anyways, you want to swing this around. It's on a double joint, and that will tab into place like so. You want to open the legs up and bring that out. You want to hold the foot and bring this out. Now, you can just bring the foot out, but you're going to go through some problems if you do that. So, you want to pop the foot out from inside there. bring this bumper section down, and then bring the foot down, and there's a little tab on the side here that will lock that in place. You gotta find where it's supposed to go. So I'll try and demonstrate that a little bit better here. So the wheel, or the leg, when you move this bumper section, will go with the foot. You can kind of see that. Let's bring that forward a little bit. You see that dark gray section inside there that goes with the foot. You want to hold that down, and you can see the tab. That's what's allowing it to move. You want to make sure that, well, I guess you could pop this out just a little bit, but you got to get that past this section right here. So that rotates individually, and then bring down the foot, and using that tab, you want to plug that onto the side in here. And you can see that there's a little rectangular gap right there. That's where that tab is supposed to go. And you just push it down, and there you have some legs. For the back canopy, you want to rotate this in, and there's a couple of tabs. I'm trying to show that off. There's a couple of tabs right there. That'll go in a couple of gaps right there. You just try to slide that in like so. And you got most of it done. Next, what you want to do is separate the doors from this section right here and bring down the arm like that. Bring this down. Rotate this in. And before you close the window, you want to get the hand out. I'm sorry for the blurred camera. I got this on autofocus. You want to... This is really tricky to get out. You want to bring out the hand and then close that section in. And I'll try to demonstrate that a little bit better on this side. It's been a while since I've done one of these. You want to pop this out like so. Rotate that around. And bring the hand out. It's really hard to show on camera. There you go. Close that. And then bring this section down. And then the head's on a double joint, so you want to bring that back. And there is the Dark of the Moon Soundwave in his robot mode, and he looks fantastic. Oh, I love what they did with the shaping of this. It looks fantastic, looks wonderful. I mean, sure, you could argue that, oh, it's got a big backpack that you can move around, and you don't really know where it's supposed to go, but at least it gets out of the way. Even with the leg articulation, it moves somewhat, so, you know, you can get to about there, so that's decent. The articulation is pretty good. You know, you got a ball joint in the head, although it's kind of tricky to rotate any further than that. But it can go up and down. You got arm articulation, shoulders out and in, forward and back, rotation below, elbow bend. You could get maybe some in the wrist, but it's not really meant to do anything. Ball joint, rotation, knee, and if you want to pop out the foot, you can get foot articulation, but there's not much you can do with that. So yeah, posing is okay. You know, it's a little basic. It would be nice if there was some blue with the figure, but I think overall it looks pretty decent. And yeah, I'm pretty excited with the Soundwave. I'm glad that we got a nice retail version of Soundwave, because I remember the original Deluxe class figure. Well, you could get the Takara release, and I'm sure some people got the Hasbro one. It wasn't the easiest thing to find, especially for someone like me that pretty much just bought retail figures. I rarely ever bought the Takara stuff as a kid. So it really just didn't feel fair to me that, you know, I could not get a Soundwave figure, but everyone else could, even the Human Alliance one. So I'm pretty glad that we got this version of him. And you could also take Laserbeak and perch him on the figure. So in alt mode, there's a little tab that you connect it to the top. But in robot mode, you can bring down the feet, and there's also a porthole there, so you can put it on some flight stands. But his feet have a little clip system, and his arm has a clip itself. You can connect it like so. It is not the same type of clip as some of the original Dark of the Moon figures, but yeah, you could perch him on his arm. It would be nice if it had some weapons or something, but I think that this is good enough because, I mean, I could totally display him as this, and I'd be fine with it. But again, it would be nice if he came with those large guns, but otherwise, I'm not going to complain about this. So overall, I like the Dark of the Moon Studio Series Soundwave. I definitely recommend him. With that out of the way, please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time.